Hello guys, welcome to Family Reaction. My name is Chris.
My name is Lucy.
If you're new to this channel, welcome!
You're welcome. Not the same without my Ruby.
Today we will take a look at
19 strange things that only happen in India.
By Brightside. And then I'm on the dark side, but okay.
Yeah, you're always on the dark side.
And
I'm
here,
on the bright side.
I think we should just jump straight right into it, shall we?
Let's do it.
Okay.
"19 strange things that can only happen in India." Welcome to India, where you'll see soda being used as a pesticide, IDs for cows, the world's most expensive house, and so much more.
Okay.
1. 6 seasons in a year. According to the Hindu calendar, there are 6 seasons. The familiar summer, fall, winter, and spring seasons, as well as the monsoon season and winter's eve season. Spring is called the king of seasons, and it's a good time to visit India if you want to see some holy celebrations. The nicest time of year in terms of weather is probably winter's eve season. This is when Diwali, the most important Hindu festival, takes place.
It's just been.
2. A specific head gesture for agreeing. Instead of nodding up and down like we're used to, Indians bobble their heads from side to side in agreement. This gesture is so unique to the culture that it's even known as the Indian head shake. Depending on the context, it's something between okay and I understand. It can also be a substitute for thank you. In any case, it's always affirmative.
Yeah. I know that.
Yeah.
3. Extremely polluted air in major cities. Of course, a lot of big cities all over the world have air pollution, but it's on a whole other level in India. Factory emissions and car exhaust cause smog, which makes breathing difficult for both citizens and visitors there. Just one day in Delhi is equal to smoking about 50 cigarettes. Fortunately, the government is working on solving the problem. They're improving emission monitoring and have started rating plants according to pollution levels. 4. All the world's major religions. Although 80% of Indians practice Hinduism, this country includes all the world's major religions plus more. You'll meet followers of Islam, Christianity, Sikhism, Judaism, Buddhism, Jainism, and lots of smaller indigenous faiths all in one place. Now that's impressive.
It is.
5. Home to the biggest family in the world. The world's biggest family lives in India's Batwang village. Ziona Chana has 39 wives, 94 kids, and over 40 grandchildren. And his family just keeps growing. They all live together in a 100-room house. A regular family dinner for them consists of 30 chickens, 132 pounds of potatoes, and 220 pounds of rice. The 72-year-old head of the family explains that all his wives actually asked him to marry them, and he just couldn't say no. And he plans to keep expanding the family. Now, that's what I call extended family.
Wow.
Oh no,
You're carried by the stork.
At work.
No.
Danger.
Need flexible access to skill.
8. The second largest English-speaking country in the world. When you think of English-speaking countries, do you immediately bring to mind the USA, the UK, Canada, and Australia? Well, next time, don't forget about India.
Wow.
Second only to the US, India has around 125 million English speakers. Oh, and that's only 10% of their population.
Wow.
7. Policemen are paid for having mustaches.
I know that too.
Indian police officers get a bonus if they have a mustache. Apparently, the idea is that mustaches make men more reputable and manly. Plus, it's an essential feature of Indian folklore. The difference in pay rate is actually only 30 rupees, which is about 50 cents. But hey, that adds up over time. 8. Cows carry ID. In the Indian state of West Bengal, every cow is given its own photo ID card. This is done to prevent cow smuggling to Bangladesh, which is right across the border. The government of India wants to expand this project across the entire country and actually plans to invest $7.8 million in giving the nation's cows a 12-digit identity number each. This will be done to monitor vaccination and breeding cycles and would double the dairy sector's income by 2022. 9. Spices galore.
My favorite.
75% of all spices on the world market are produced in India, making it the world's leader in spice production. It exports 180 kinds of spices over 160 countries. Spices are so powerful here that one of them is even used as a non-toxic weapon. The military consider butt jolokia, or ghost pepper, great for making tear gas-like hand grenades. Now that's spicy.
We just ate one.
Yeah.
10. Low divorce rate. Only one marriage out of 100 ends in divorce in India. So what's their secret to such marital stability? Most people believe this has to do with religion. Marriage here is a holy union, not an official agreement. Arranged marriages might also be a factor. The families often choose the best life partner for their child. Plus, married couples don't want to dishonor their families with a divorce. 11. Pre-wedding detectives. To make sure their children will have a happily ever after marriage, some Indian families hire private detectives to investigate the prospective bride or groom. Their financial situation, bad habits like drinking or smoking, previous relationships, and personality are the main things the detectives are hired to check out. 12. Home of the Love Commandos. In India, there's a group called the Love Commandos. It's a non-profit that supports couples from different castes and are being harassed and even killed for their controversial inter-caste relationship. Journalists, lawyers, human rights activists, and businessmen work as volunteers to give these oppressed lovers shelter, legal advice, and protection. 13. No locks, no worries. Shani Signapur is a temple town in Maharashtra where residents have no doors or locks in their houses or shops.
Oh, yes, I
they
know that.
believe their property is under the protection of Lord Shani. So, any burglar will be punished by turning blind, and anyone who's dishonest will get 7 years of bad luck. Even the bank doesn't have a regular lock on it. Instead, there's a glass panel with a remote-controlled electromagnetic lock, almost impossible to see.
Oh.
Wow.
14. An innovative way to use soda. Indian farmers use Coca-Cola and Pepsi instead of expensive pesticides to protect their crops. The manufacturers of these beverages deny this fact, of course, but agricultural scientists confirm that carbohydrates and sugar actually improve plants' immunity to pests.
That's
Think
smart.
about that next time you
Yeah.
reach for one of these drinks. 15. Gold-clad housewives. Indian housewives own 11% of the world's gold. That's more than the combined stocks of the US, Switzerland, Germany, and the International Monetary Fund.
What?
That means they actually have over 18,000 tons of gold worth more than $950 billion.
Wow.
They call it perceived wealth and refuse to give it up even in times of crisis.
Wow.
Wow.
16. Skyscraper home. Business tycoon Mukesh Ambani is the richest man in the country, and his Mumbai residence is the most expensive house in the world,
Wow.
worth around
Wow.
$2 billion. This 27-story skyscraper called Antilla is occupied by the Ambani family and their 600-person staff who take care of the property around the clock. There's a 50-seat home theater, parking
Wow.
lots for 160 cars, a spa, a gym, 3 helipads, and we'd be here all day naming all the extravagant luxuries this family's skyscraper's house includes. Moving on.
Great views over
They
there.
don't need that though.
17. The Monkey Menace. Delhi faces a real problem with an overpopulation of monkeys roaming the city. They cause chaos in the metro and in
Cheeky
front of
monkeys.
government buildings, and are even known to attack people. To solve this problem, monkey handlers are hired to train and take care of a fierce-looking langur to scare them off. So I guess it's fighting fire with fire, or monkey with monkey.
Oh no.
18. The Mystery of Sentinel Island.
Another advert. I'm sorry. I should have downloaded the trailer. Sorry, the video.
Going to fiber.
Yeah.
India controls Sentinel Island in the Bay of Bengal, a territory that remains virtually untouched by modern civilization. The island is perhaps the hardest place in the world to visit. The Sentinelese are a hunter-gatherer society that don't welcome outsiders and basically kill anyone who gets too close to their lands. Things remain here today exactly how they were thousands of years ago.
Whoa. Okay.
19. The Land of Great Inventions. India is the homeland of chess. The indigenous name of this game is Chaturanga, meaning 4 divisions of an army, namely elephants, chariots, cavalry, and infantry. Chess isn't the only thing invented in India. We can also thank the bright minds of this country for cataract surgery, wireless communication, fiber optics, metallurgy, cotton cultivation, and everyday items such as buttons, rulers, weight scales, flush toilets, and even shampoo.
Shampoo, I know.
Wow, yeah.
But
Which
whoa.
of these
We
facts
like that.
surprised you the most? Tell us in the comments section. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel to stay with us on the bright side.
Okay.
Wow.
Here we go.
Really interesting. India is full of wonderful, weird and wonderful things, you know? But we did learn that actually quite recently about the shampoo and the chess, and I didn't know at the time, so I was pretty shocked about those. I was like, oh wow. Yeah.
So many things that are created in India, come from India. You just and even wireless communication, that's from India as well.
Yeah, I really didn't know that.
What? I did not know that either. I mean,
it's incredible.
But okay, they are 1.2 billion,
and it's a
right?
huge, Russ was going to say, absolutely huge country, and it's like, you know, the second largest English-speaking, you know, country as well. But like they said, that's only 10% of actually the population. The population is absolutely huge in India, so of course many wonderful things come out of it. But you know, it's funny, every time I see these videos, it makes me want to visit India more. My dad's actually been a few times. He's a real fan of India. And just incredible. But it was quite shocking about the pollution, though, that was saying that in New Delhi it's equivalent to like 50 cigarettes or something, you know.
Yeah,
like
but that's
a
what
day.
Listen, that's what they are trying to fix in this world, and not just India,
Well,
but
it's
all
any
over the world.
city.
You know,
I mean,
all
there's
you
too
know,
much.
you can see all these are everywhere, and that's why this young, this young girl Greta, you know,
Greta Thunberg,
she's fighting for all this, so all these places can get shut down.
Yeah, tell us what you think, guys,
Shush,
of Greta Thunberg. We think she's cool.
Yeah, but she's the one that trying to shut all these places down, so all the pollution and all that, right? And she's right, and then we have to do like cars and all this, you know, go electric, because there's too much pollution and it's destroying this world. It is, and not just the world, but also humans. Yeah, so now I'm done.
Yeah, no, it was nothing. I was just saying, tell us what you think of Greta Thunberg, because we think she's very cool. There's been mixed feelings, you know, like some people find her too much, but I think she's great. I think she's wonderful. The things she said makes a lot of, you know, a lot of sense, and I love the passion that comes from her too.
That's why she has so much backup.
Yeah.
Even all the famous people are following her. They are bowing down for her. They praise her like God, you know, because she's the only one that have the balls to do
She
it.
stands up and she speaks, and
that's what I said. She's the only one
but
that
some
actually
people
have the
feel
hidden balls to do it, you know.
Yeah, some people feel threatened by that, though, you know.
Of course, they will be threatened because they're like, oh crap, we're gonna lose our business because this little girl is gonna ruin it all. Well,
yeah, it's like Trump, he called her a little girl. Who's this little girl or whatever, you know? It's like,
he hates her.
You're just scared of her, you know. She might be a little girl, but she's got a big voice and she's great. So there you go.
And she got more support than you.
Yes.
She could say that to Trump.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, it's not about this now. It's
but
not
yeah,
about,
no, this is amazing. It's great to learn all these things, and like I said, many incredible things come out of India. So I'm just trying to think of something else that I found quite shocking. What did you find?
What's my favorite spice? You know that.
Your favourite spice?
I use it all the time.
The curry powder, yes. But I was thinking of a specific one. Yeah, he makes me, we have to put curry powder in nearly everything that he eats, even with things where you would never put curry powder in. It's so funny. He's like, put some curry powder in. I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't like an Indian dish or anything. He's like, I want curry powder. I'm like, okay. I'm putting it in.
I love curry powder.
So he loves it. He loves his spice. I love.
Normally I use salt and pepper, but I'm just like always too much or something like that, right? And curry powder, I always add lots.
Well, I always like a bit of spice. I mean, actually, I'm being honest here, but Indian food has always been my favorite. It's the flavors, just the fragrance, the flavors. Just I love it. It's kind of the most incredible, like, obviously it's really warming, nice food, but it's just the flavor and the spice, you know, you can't really beat it, you know.
Yeah,
if you're someone that adores dishes with like great taste, then, you know, you've got to have gorgeous Indian food. And what's interesting is that obviously here, in a lot of those kind of Western restaurants, we probably eat a lot of meat, and I know that's not true. In India, it's actually very vegetarian, isn't it?
It's
mainly vegetarian. And we're all vegetarian here, so you know, it's funny because growing up, I always felt like, you know, if you didn't have meat in something, it wouldn't be as nice. Actually, not true at all. You get your flavour from the spices, the vegetables, everything, you know. So yes. No?
Yeah, you introduced me to the soup here from India, you know, the soup that's made by Indian, right? The soup, it was really, really good. It was definitely, that was really spicy though, but I was just, you know,
sort of like a dal one, I think it was.
The cream one, with the spinach in.
Spinach dal.
Yeah. It was really nice. Good. It was surprisingly really good, but it was just, you know, a little bit spicy. It had a bit spice that was just like, you know, it was.
Yeah. But the other thing we really want to try is the desserts.
Oh yes, this will be for another video we're gonna talk about. Yeah. But,
the one dessert I loved as a child was gulab jam. I hope I pronounced it right.
Gulab jam.
It was my favourite. It's funny, before we'd even have the main meal or order all our little dishes, you know, in the restaurants, I'd be like straight away, Mommy, I want gulab jam. She's like, yes at the end. And I loved gulab jam. Yum yum.
But yes, we will soon be trying out the Indian snacks and Indian cakes, desserts, sweets, there it is. Indian sweets and Indian
one of our
snacks.
Subscribers gave us some amazing sort of ideas. He sent us lots of
I've
traditional desserts and things.
I've already found it from where you can buy it straight from an Indian shop. They already cook it the original way as well. Wow. So that's where I'm gonna order it from. But because it was quite expensive, because they say they're following the original recipe, and so I don't mind, you know. Yeah. I just hope it's gluten-free, otherwise I can't have any.
It's got to be gluten-free and dairy-free with Chris. So.
I don't care about the dairy-free one for this one, you know. Yeah. It's dairy-free mainly, but sometimes
for a little treat, then it's like your main thing is the gluten, being celiac,
exactly. And then if it's gluten-free, then yeah, sure. But if it's not, well, then shame on me. But it will be mainly Ruby and Lucy that will be taking the sweets and the snacks, cakes and so on. But we'll explain more about that in an upcoming video before we get it.
Yes.
But it will be in 2 parts. But let me hear what you guys think. Comment down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notification bells so I can always do when we live video. Bring me on. Until next time. Peace out.
Bye.